am sort of shocked. I didn't see that coming at all. Hello everyone and Happy New Year! Welcome to my channel and welcome back to my returning viewers, our video village. I hope you had a great New Year's and I hope you're bringing some good intentions into the new year. Would love to hear what your hopes and ambitions are. I got hired onto a pretty big job where I'm writing, directing, and shooting 10 videos for a documentary / educational film or video series, and it's going to be a lot of work. So the biggest change that you'll see coming up is that I'm downscaling from 2 videos a week to 1 a week. I'm pretty excited about it. In the meantime, I'm hoping to bring some more sort of educational content onto the channel. So you might see some little changes here and there. We'll see how we go and see how people react. I'm pretty stoked about it. Today I'm going to be taking a look at a video by NF called Hope, which was recommended by quite a few viewers on my Dimash and Ren videos. So I'm really intrigued to see what it's all about. In the meantime, in case you're new here, my name is Manon. I'm a filmmaker, I write and direct, and I have shot short films. I'm working on this documentary series. I've worked on a TV show called Cross, as you can see here. I worked on the bonus content of it, and I'm working on my first feature film, which is psychological horror. All right, let's just get into watching NF's Hope.
Hope. Yeah, I'm on my way, I'm coming. Don't lose faith in me. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul. Oh. 30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong. Nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my album. Hope. What's my definition?
Ooh, what an opening. That was stunning. Beautiful, beautiful opening drone shot here. And then we reveal that he's sitting on this raft here in the middle of the sea. Is it a lake? Is it a sea? It looks like it's a sea. Still a bit windy. You can see sort of the wind bands here. If you're not aware, I'm a sailor. I lived on a sailboat for some time, so I'm quite familiar with like what the sea looks like. It's a calm sea, but it looks like it was cold and sort of foggy, maybe shot early. Overcast. It doesn't look very sunny, that's for sure. You could kind of tell because he doesn't really have any strong light on him. I wonder if the raft was fixed to the bottom here somehow, because it sort of looks like it's sitting in place because you can kind of see where the water is hitting the raft and kind of going around it. Either the raft is pushing forward with some underwater device. I'm not seeing an engine, that's for sure. But it looks like it was maybe fixed in place here. So they're combining drone shots here with shots that were taken from a boat. So they probably had a dinghy or a small boat that was circling him and also filming him from that boat. He definitely stands out with his white tracksuit here on this completely brown raft, as well as like, I don't know what these sheets are here, but they look pretty dark and sort of dingy. And then obviously we have this sort of blue-gray background and it really makes him really pop. Very, very cool, very moody. And here we can definitely see that it's not sunny at all. It's such a dark and moody sky. It's what an incredible look. Really love that. It looks like maybe it's raining here in the distance as well. It's very cool. I don't know where NF is from. I quickly looked it up. He's American. It's funny because sort of he has the same sort of clothing style as Ren does, so I was assuming that maybe he was English as well. But he's American, so that's good to know. We cut to this, which looks like the ocean. So that's definitely not lake behavior, that's for sure. So could be that this was shot somewhere else. Like if it were me, like I would love to, as a filmmaker, I would prefer to film him being on the water on a lake over an ocean, just because the ocean or sea is a lot less predictable and more dangerous. But being at the beach like this looks very much like the ocean, because this you don't get. I don't know, you tell me. I would love to know if anyone knows what the location was here, whether the part that was shot on the raft, if that was somewhere else. Then again, we see the raft here, so it was probably in the same location, because moving the raft is kind of a big thing too, unless they built it in two separate locations. But I might be overthinking it. So gorgeous opening here. Really, really love that. So beautiful, so moody. And again, like here we have either the spray from the ocean, or it's like early and it's kind of foggy still. You see some of the fog in the background too. Beautiful reflections from the sun. Like we have some lens flare here. Just really stunning, and he really stands out here. It's a beautiful composition. Really love this. Let's just keep watching.
My album, my album, my album, my album, my album, my album, my album. Hope. What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says. Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is. Tucking their tail between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. Brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more perfect, cause they'd rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the fears in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in them. They get it.
Ooh, shit. Okay. Wow. Unexpected. I love that. I was about to stop it anyway because I felt like there was like a natural break coming, but that was a very good hint at what's coming next. How exciting. Wow. Some really beautiful, very creative things happening here. I just did a quick search, and it looks like this was shot in Oregon, specifically the Oceanside Blacklock Point. I'm just amazed at how beautiful all of the environment looked. But then we get into all of this beautiful stuff. So again, stunning, stunning environment. We see some of these the cliffs here with the beautiful trees and everything. And NF here is revealed to be wearing black. And he has a cap that says real, which is such an interesting choice. Beautiful shots here. So they shot this twice in the exact same spot where they overlaid the two clips, and we have this sort of questing, wandering NF here, and then there's this sort of, I don't know, maybe the evil figure. It's easy to assume that because he's wearing black, but maybe it's his mind that steers him the wrong way kind of vibe. That's what I'm getting also from the lyrics a little bit as well. And this guy seems to be pointing him in the wrong direction and seems to be pointing him in going into circles especially. And absolutely love these shots. I don't know if maybe they had a body double for shots like this. It's very possible because he's a at a little bit of a distance, but definitely in some of them we can see it's him. So it's really cool. And then he has this map as well, which is looking sort of old and tattered and well used. And he's pointing him in a different direction, obviously. And then he's laughing at him over the shoulder shot. Really great, very effective. This would definitely have been a body double in this case. So we only see his shoulder. Really cool stuff. And again, what a beautiful, moody environment. Stunning. I would definitely say that in shots like this, because we can barely see his face, they used a body double. So it's possible even in the shot that I mentioned before, like this one, with the over the shoulders as well, but especially these ones, because his face is so obscured, they're probably body doubles. Very cool. Very, very cool. I would say it's probably not morning. It's probably in the evening. So the sun is setting and it's getting darker and darker here. And it looks like that just post sunset sort of light. It's very beautiful. I also saw some beautiful reflections on the water. Very golden hour. Long shadows. You can see here, these are very long shadows and very beautiful reflections. I love that look of like, you know, when you're on the beach and it's late and the water that like slides over the beach gets sort of this almost oily look to it. Oh, it's my favorite. It's so beautiful and you can get some really cool effects with that. Okay, so let's go back to this moment then. So again, we're here at the water. This is exactly that effect that I'm talking about, by the way. It's that sort of almost oily look. So cool. I love this sort of silhouette as well in front of the water. Very moody. And then the real NF walks up and knocks him over and he crashes and falls through a ceiling. Let's see what's up with that.
They get it. Evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand, it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I didn't ever hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did. Wake up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Standing by the window questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about, don't get it twisted, that was in the shop. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of hate, 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fate, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of hate, 30 years of badness, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of pain, 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never be wrong, I know I can change. We are not enough, we are not the same. You don't have the heart, you don't have the strength, you don't have the will, you don't have the faith. You'll never be loved, you'll never be safe. Might as well give up, not running away. You don't have the guts, you're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge, I'm taking up, I'm taking up. Reigns.
Whoa. I am sort of shocked. I didn't see that coming at all. Wow, beautiful. What an interesting twist and what an interesting shots and very, very beautifully crafted this video. Incredible. Absolutely stunning. Let's go back to where he was pushed onto the onto the beach and then transitioning into the house. Because these are some stunning shots. And so he gets pushed here and he starts falling, and the camera basically falls with him. So cool. And then exactly that moment that he drops, we cut to this moment where he falls to the floor. And we see the cord here that was attached to him, I think. Yes. So that's a pretty big effect to be dropping someone from the ceiling like that, including like all of that trash, and make it feel real, right? And then we have a different shot for when he's landing, and he's actually hitting the floor with some force, and then all that stuff is coming after him. So it's possible that they used a stunt person for this because we are not actually seeing his face. I'm guessing that's what they must have done. It is perfectly possible that he did his own stunts, but given that we're not seeing his face, I would guess not. And then this space is revealed and we see this little shopping cart. This space is so dark and moody and creepy. And if you know me a little bit, you know that I really, really love anything sort of abandoned, old buildings, dilapidated stuff. It's something I absolutely love. And so I absolutely immediately love this. So he gets up, he starts walking around, and he still has his map. Oh, beautiful. And then he starts to walk towards the door, and we see this shopping cart a little bit better for the first time, and we see that there's these black balloons attached to them. And I was like, I wonder why they chose for black, because it's so poorly visible. Like, wouldn't you want that to stand out more? But then I realized that's basically foreshadowing, which is really cool. Again, like, I wonder if they could have lit this just slightly better so that you see them a little bit more. But I mean, it's clear enough that they're balloons. Anyway, then he wanders these beautiful hallways and he comes into this room where we finally see all the balloons for real. So creepy. What's the story with the balloons? This guy too, though, his body double here, is really creepy. Like with the black stripe over his mouth, he gave me some, little bit of like the Cheshire Cat vibe or a Joker vibe or even like a Chelsea Grin kind of look to it. Really creepy, but I love it. I mean, it's really unsettling. It had a little bit of a horror vibe to it. Again, he really stands out in the white, but otherwise, like everything is very, very, very dark. They must have used very little lighting. Although here you can kind of see is that he is lit and some of the balloons here. So you see that there was a lighting panel here somewhere, and I'm guessing it was only the one because I'm not really seeing any other lights in the reflection except this here. This might be another light. So it's possible that they had more, but I'm thinking that there was one big light somewhere up here that was lighting them both. And then he opens the other door where he finds this guy. And I'm guessing this is the older him because he's wearing the same hat. And also, like, they have a conversation. He's holding keys in the cell, which is so interesting. So who's actually in the cell then? Is sort of the question, isn't it? Very, very fascinating visual language there to tell a story. I love these sort of scratched up hallways. Beautiful look. And then he's wandering through these hallways and we cut back to him being on this beautiful cliff. My God. So powerful, beautiful rotating like drone shots here around him. And we mix those with some ones that are further away. And they probably had him do the performance a couple of times to get the different distances. So we have this really far away one. Then there's beautiful, beautiful work. And we have him a little bit closer. It's So that will be another walkthrough, so to speak, of this part of the song. And then we have all these closer shots where they actually had the camera operator here on the cliff with him. So that being said, there is this weird thing that keeps happening. It's a fascinating effect here. And I'm guessing it was a combination of visual effects and no, it must have been. So every time it's like this thing around his collar keeps growing to the black, and he too gets like a band of the black around his mouth. It's such a cool effect. It was so powerful and really haunting. And it keeps going back to, it reverts to normal. And then we keep seeing that effect again. Just very creepy, very, very, very spooky. So we cut here, and then this stuff around the collar grows again. And his neck too. Look at the neck. Like these veins. Really cool. Very, very cool effects. Love that. And then it's gone. So by kind of looking at every frame, you can really see how they must have done this. Really cool VFX. Absolutely love it. It seems to grow farther and farther too. Reminds me a little of Venom. Anyway, what an incredibly cool video. Thank you for the recommendation. I'm glad that I checked it out finally. Let me know your thoughts and let me know what you think about the video and how it touched you, and the overwhelming visuals, truly. Very creative. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Make sure you subscribe to follow along for more. Give it a thumbs up so that this video can reach more people who might be interested in a visual analysis of NF's video like this. And yeah, come hang out with us on Discord. We have a server where we talk about music, movies, music videos, obviously, and all of that good stuff. I also have a Patreon that you can support where I share some of my behind the scenes, as well as some of my work that I can't really share with the wider public yet, as well as some short stories. I write a short story every month. Happy New Year again, and I hope you make the most of it, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.
Difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand, it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I didn't ever hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to